For today's continued unearthing of the home video history of the classic Universal monsters, we will now focus on the films that introduced one of the screen's most memorable monsters, who interestingly enough did not have a direct literary source. The Mummy. First introduced to movie audiences in 1932 in the film of the same name, it starred Boris Karloff and was directed by Karl Freund, who had served as a cinematographer on Dracula the previous year. We will also be focusing on the follow-up films that Universal produced during the 1940s. The Mummy's Hand produced in 1940, The Mummy's Tomb produced in 1942, and The Mummy's Ghost and The Mummy's Curse both produced in 1944. As per usual, the bulk of the discussions will be in regards to the US and Canada VHS, DVD, and Blu-ray releases. Beginning with the VHS releases, The Mummy was first released to VHS in 1985 by MCA Home Video. It was later included in MCA Universal's Universal Monsters Classic Collection VHS series in 1991. The final two VHS releases of The Mummy both came out in 1999 with very similar covers. One featured a redone version of the Classic Collection banner that adorned the video releases of the early 1990s, while the other featured the rebranded Classic Monster Collection banner. The four follow-up films, or the chorus films if you will, made their VHS debuts as part of the Universal Monsters Classic Collection, with The Mummy's Hand being included in the collection's second wave, while The Mummy's Tomb, The Mummy's Ghost, and The Mummy's Curse were included in the collection's third wave. The VHS cover to The Mummy's Hand I always found to be an interesting cover. The detail on it was so good that for a number of years I was under the impression this was an actual movie still and not a composited artwork like the other covers in the collection. But I was eventually proven wrong upon discovering the original stills that the cover was created from. Something I wasn't even aware about until the internet was that initially the VHS release of The Mummy's Tomb lacked the scene where Karis kills off Mary Gordon's character, as well as his subsequent return to the crypt. It actually cuts from when the character of Jim Banning collapses to the ground after being approached by Karis, to the scene where Jim is being examined in the hospital. Fortunately, this was later corrected on subsequent reprints, including the first VHS copy of the film I owned. Additionally, the later DVD and Blu-ray versions of the film have the footage intact. The four Karis films were also released in a laserdisc box set as the Mummy Collection in the mid-1990s, while the original film got its own laserdisc release a few years earlier. The Karis films were re-released on VHS in 2001 as the Classic Mummy Collection. Although the back covers mention including their theatrical trailers, implying that they are new releases, they are simply a repackaging of the earlier Classic Collection editions, and thus do not include the trailers. Unless you want to count the promo for the Classic Collection itself as a trailer. Moving forward with the DVD releases, the original Mummy film made its DVD debut in 1999 as part of the Classic Monster Collection, and had a pretty good selection of extras considering the time of its release. This same disc will be repackaged a few times in later years, including this 2012 4-pack DVD set and this single release from 2014. The four Karis films were released to DVD in 2001 as double feature DVD sets with a very minimal selection of extras. In 2004, Universal began re-releasing their Universal Monster films on DVD as legacy sets, with a Mummy set being among them. It included the original film plus the four Karis films, with the bulk of the extras from the earlier DVD releases carried over. It should be noted, however, that while the original film uses the same transfer as the 1999 DVD release, the four Karis films were given new transfers for this legacy set. Fortunately, however, the original film was given a new transfer in 2008 when it was reissued as a 2-disc DVD set as a tie-in to the release of the film The Mummy, the Tomb of the Dragon Emperor. Although this set did not include the additional films like the 2004 DVD set, it did feature a mixture of extras both old and new, including a new retrospective on makeup artist Jack Pierce. In 2012, the original Mummy film was released to Blu-ray for the first time as part of the Classic Monsters Essential Collection. This same disc would be reissued separately a few times over the next few years with different covers, and was also included in the 2017 Mummy Legacy Blu-ray set, but more on that later. In 2014, the Universal Monster films were again released as legacy DVD sets, but this time were pressed on single-sided DVD 9 discs instead of the problematic DVD 18 discs of the 2004 sets. Additionally, the Abbott and Costello crossover films were also included. The Mummy set included the same films as the 2004 set, but also included the comedic crossover Abbott and Costello Meet the Mummy. It's interesting to note that while the DVD transfer of the original film comes from the 2012 Blu-ray master, the Karloff films are sourced from the 2001 double feature DVD transfers, with the exception of The Mummy's Hand, which uses the 2004 Legacy DVD set transfer. Additionally, Abbott and Costello Meet the Mummy uses the same transfer as its own DVD release from 2001. The format of the 2014 DVD Legacy sets was further continued with the subsequent Blu-ray Legacy sets, with a Mummy set being released in 2017. For this set, the Karloff films as well as Abbott and Costello Meet the Mummy were given new HD restorations, while they simply reused the same 2012 disc for the original film. Additionally, this would also mark the home video debut of Abbott and Costello Meet the Mummy in its theatrical widescreen presentation. The Mummy Legacy Collection was later packaged with the other Universal Monster Blu-ray Legacy sets in a 30-film box set released in 2018. And there you have it. Thank you again for joining me for this continued journey of exploring these classic films on home video. For the focus of the next video, well, let's just say unseeing is believing. Have a spectacular day!